Hey guys, so today's the day. Again, we're continuing this series about learning to sew. This is not for people that are professionals or have already experience with sewing. This is just for someone like me who's beginning. And I'm sharing this with love because I know that it's very hard to find something or someone that will take you by the hand and guide you through these steps. If you find something, it's usually a course that you have to pay at least 200 euros for. They're very expensive. There are no books that tell you actually what to do step by step. Apparently, it's a big business, and anything that comes closer to anything that's similar to something of a course or tutorial, it's either half or there are in-app purchases or you have to pay something or it's just a teaser. So this is what I'm doing this, not because I have the illusion that I can teach you like the professional way how to do this. This is me exploring what I can't find, minus the cats. Hey guys, don't rip it apart, please. So this is when it's folded out. What this is what you would normally do on fabric. When you take measurements, you start to design your pattern. You start to put the measurements of your body on the fabric. That's what this is. So this is that whole step. You don't have to do it yourself. When you see tailors drawing lines and then using all kind of tools to make the shapes and what you then afterwards would cut out and then sew together to put them together, assemble them, and then have your piece of clothing. We don't have to do that. This pattern does the work for us. So this is how it looks. For example, here in Europe, we have the Burda, which is one of the very, very few brands that still do this, I must say, if not the only one. So what you do is you just choose what you want to have, what kind of piece of clothing you want to have. So in this case, it's just this casual shirt, as you can see. This is what I want. This is what I like, especially when we're on vacation. But also here in Holland, you just want to have something that you like with the fabric that you like, with the design that you like. So yeah, these are the European size, 46 to 60. And so this is still a closed one. Here you get the instruction. First, they tell you, this is in Dutch, German, English, and French. Let's see if there's anything on the other side. Oh yeah. Oh no, it's the same. So you just start here. You start to familiarize yourself with what is this? What's on it? What are these lines? So they tell you that these are all the pieces that you have to assemble to make a shirt. You have the front, that's the front of your shirt, the back yoke, the sleeve, the collar band, the collar, the pocket. They're all here. And they all indicate, well, they all have a letter that indicates what's what. So then they tell you, first step is choose your size according to the Burda style measurement. What they mean by that is these are different sizes. I know if you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is your first time looking at a pattern. Look, these are the sizes. See? If you cut this pattern out, the first line, following this first line, it means you're cutting out to make a shirt that has, size 46. If you follow this line, you're working on a shirt that's to fit someone that has size 48. Und so on und so weiter, as they say in German. So, first I'm going to decide what size I will be following. And that's what they tell you here. First, decide what size you have to have. Okay? Cut out the following pattern pieces in the required size from the pattern sheet. That's what we're going to do. For the shirt, view A, pieces 1 to 7. For the shirt B, pieces 1 to 3 and 8 to 12. So what is A? What is B? Well, this is it. So A is short sleeve. It's very important to take a good look at this before you start cutting out, you guys. So, if you're making a shirt with short sleeve, it's A. If you're making one with long sleeves, it's B. So, for us here, we're only interested in A, and that's what they tell you here. If you want to make a shirt A, meaning short sleeves, you only need to cut out the pieces 1 to 7. So, bear that in mind. You're going to be cutting only the pieces that have an A on it. I think. Let me see. 1 to 7. 1 to 7. Okay, so 1 to 7. But I see here an 8. And this is just the front of a shirt. What's the deal here? Let me see. Oh, I get it. I get it. So this is the shirt we need. This is the front we need. Back. No, this is the back. Okay, this is the back of a shirt of version A. See? It's upside down because that's the way I'm filming it right now. And that's the front. So one of these is the back and the front. See? I think this is the front because I see the banner where the buttons will be added. These different buttons. See, you see the neck, you see the shoulder, and you see the armhole. So, for a shirt with short sleeves, in this case, if you're doing the Burda style pattern, and you want short sleeves, you're going to be concentrating on version A, and that is, again, I'm doing this as we go, guys. I haven't studied this. This is the first time I opened it. So we're going to go for the pieces 1 to 7. View A, 1 to 7. So I'm going to do that. In this case, I'm going to cut out the biggest size, which means the most outer line is what I'll be following for my pieces. Okay, let's do that and then come back to you. I got 2, especially if you're like me, this is the first time. Just get 2, just in case anything goes wrong. So, again, follow the instructions. I'm not going to be doing this entire instruction with you guys because the video is going to take 4 hours. If you normally wear short or tail size, you might adjust the pattern to fit your size at the lines marked, lengthen or shorten. Okay, so you can even shorten all the shirts if they're too long for you. For example, I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'6". So what happens is usually I find shirts that I love, but they're just too tall for me. And I don't like that. So that's what they're referring to. Sometimes they give you indications as to where you can, how to shorten the shirt. So you're not wearing what seems to be almost a dress because the shirt is just too long for you. So usually the upper body and the whole thing will be good. It just goes down too long. So those are the stuff that you can shorten. What else? Cutting out means these stripes means here's the center of a pattern piece, but in no case a cut edge or seam. Okay, so never cut these lines, never follow these kind of lines. You only follow this. So look, so we have these lines and you have this. So this you're not supposed to follow. And it also has, at least that's what these say. But I don't understand because it does have a size on it, 54. Anyway, we'll get to that when we get to that. Pattern pieces outlined with a broken line in the cutting layout are to be placed face down on the fabric. Okay, so but this is cutting out. What else? For single layer of fabric, the pattern pieces are pinned to the right side. For double layer of fabric, right side are facing and the pattern pieces are pinned on the wrong side. Okay, so this is when you've already cut them out. So, but right now, first step is to decide if you're going for A or for B. Then follow this. A, it's these pieces. B, it's these pieces. and then we'll see what else. Let's first cut them out. Okay, guys, so I finished cutting out only the pieces that I need. Remember, we're making shirt A. See? A. 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 So only the A pieces is what we're interested in. So I have the sleeves, and I have, let me see, I have the front and the back. They're here on each other. Just showing you the shape. See the front and the back. Because we see only one, it means all these are going to be cut double. And I think it says also here, see, double. Because, you know, when you look at a human body in 3D, you kind of see that we have four parts. The left, the right of the front, and then the left and the right of the back. So we have only one of the four pieces is here. So the front needs two because we have the left and the right. So this one, we're going to be cutting out 2 times. Same thing with the back. And I think it says 2 times on the back also. Only once. Oh, because the back doesn't have a seam. I get it. Yeah. So the front must be cut in half because we need buttons. And we need buttonholes. And so you need that to have in 2. But the back, you can just put it like this on folded fabric. See, oh, it says here so. See, guys, I'm not that bad. See, on the fold. So you have to fold the fabric because the back needs only to be one piece. You don't have to cut the back in 2. So we have that. Eventually, you'll end up with 2 pieces for the front, left and right, and 1 complete piece that covers the whole back on folded fabric. Then we have the yoke. It was a little bit confusing, but what you do is first you align the length and the outer line. Just to give you an idea, guys. Start with aligning the outer line, okay, of the front and the back. And then you'd be like, huh? How is this possible? The front is longer and the back is shorter. That is because you're still going to add a yoke. And look, you can already see that something is not right. No one has a straight shoulder. The shoulder goes like this. So when you see this, you know that this is meant to have a yoke on it. And it is because that's piece number 3. So you put a yoke on here, see, align it. And then you put this back on. And then you fold the yoke like this back, only to be aligned with the neck opening, the neck hole. See, right here? This will be the neck opening eventually. So once you have that, this is just, you know, I still haven't pressed it or anything, just showing you guys the first concept. Then we have the sleeve, we have the pocket, usually on the left, you know, where your heart is. Then we have, what is this? I keep, collar band. We have the collar band. See, this is where the buttons will be. And then we have what comes on top of the collar band. And which goes like this. Which goes like this. See? So this has to be folded fabric also. And this also. Because we see only one outside. And we have 2 because the same thing goes around your neck. This will be for the button. And the other side will have to be for the buttons hole. So it has to go around your neck, but it has to end in the same shape. So when you see this, you know that it has to be the same shape on both sides. So this is going to be on fold paper. Same goes for this one. This is just one pocket, so it doesn't have to be on fold fabric. And this is it, you guys. This is our shirt. We're looking at the birth of our shirt. Let me give you an bird eye view. There it is. See? This is going to be our shirt. Just a nice, very, very casual, loose hanging summer shirt. Like they're showing us right here. So this is A and this is B. I'm not going for B. I'm going for A. So it's going to be something like this. All right. So now that we have this, the next step is to copy this on the fabric. And to help me do that, I bought a double side tape, I think it's called. But you have to buy one that's specially for sewing, because if you're not an expert, which I'm not, that one will help you to keep the pieces on top of each other, and you don't have to worry about how to get rid of them because they dissolve once they come in contact with water. So once you wash whatever you have made, it will dissolve. And that's the most important thing that I can tell you about what kind of fabric you should be getting. What kind of tape you should be getting. I mean, there are all kind of brands. Just go for a good one. All right, so again, next step is going to be me copying this on the fabric. If you're wondering what kind of sounds are those on the background, that's Mike playing with Miko. He's giving blow kisses on his tummy. Anyway, on his nose, better.
On his snout.
So guys, one other thing that I can tell you in this stage is that I bought pattern paper. So if you have a good pattern and you've already, we're a little bit advanced more than this, so we already know that this works, this pattern works, we know how to make shirt out of it, and you wanna be very careful with it. You wanna save it because this one works. What you can do is, instead of using this on your fabric, like I said, tape it on the fabric and all that, you can also do an in-between step and copy this to a fabric, to a pattern paper. So why is that? What's the added value of this? Well, look, this is very, very loose, very soft. It can rip very easily. But if you buy a somewhat firm paper, you can add this, copy this, just do the outline. That's what I mean by copying on a much firmer pattern paper. And then this will be some sort of a mold. You can create a mold out of this. If you can I don't know if you call it plastificate, Mike, what's the word for it?
Eliminate.
Oh, you can eliminate that, yeah. So what you have is a hard mold, which will be much easier to put on the fabric and then draw the line all around it. So that's something that you can do. I don't know if I will be doing this in this stage, this early stage. First, I want to make sure that I know how to get a shirt out of a pattern. That's for me the priority number one at this point. I've never made anything with patterns. So first, if this works, that's why I have an extra. If this works, then I know that I will be making this onto much firmer pattern paper and then turn that into a mold. What I mean by a mold is that something that you can just put away. It's firm, it's hard, it doesn't behave like this one. You don't have to worry about ripping it apart the minute you look at it, more or less. So that's what I mean by that. It will be something that you can just very steady, very stable, very firm. Put it on the fabric, draw a line and all that, and then put them back. So yeah, you can do that. But at this stage, like I said, since it's for me the first steps to ever work with patterns, I'm not gonna invest that much time in it. Not yet. I first need to know that I can do this as is. So